1985. Please talk to your brother PuertoRock. This dude is completely losing it. He's unhinged, man. He's that attached to these plastic boxes just like you is, bro. Please tell this dude to calm down, and it's not that serious. It's only a $500 console.
Oh, that's stupid, yada yada. Sure, whatever. But don't come up with this bullshit about stagnation because of exclusives. If anything, exclusives.
No, because to be honest with you, even on the exclusive front of things, there's barely that many exclusives. Like, how can you call Last of Us an exclusive if the game came out on PS3, PS4, and now PS5? Ghost of Tsushima, PS4. A lot of these games that Sony is dropping, a lot of them are PS4 titles. Until Dawn Remake, that's a PlayStation 4 title. How is somebody supposed to be excited over these games, man? And then you guys wonder as to why people say that the previous generation of Sony was better in regards to the gamers. That is most definitely the case.
Built this industry. Okay, the battle of exclusives. In fact, a lot of you PC gamers, you rag on PS5 all the time, saying this is the worst PlayStation generation ever. Please,
it is. They're absolutely right, bro. The PS5 is by far one of Sony's worst consoles. I didn't even feel like this even when the Vita came out, man. I don't care. Well, the Vita didn't sell over for. I don't care. I'm sick and tired of you people using console sales as it's some form of an argument to bash the platform for not having good games. The PS5, I don't care how well this console sold. The games is trash. Nobody want to play it, and every person that's playing on your platform are playing it for all the wrong reasons. Like, it's crazy, man. I mean, at this point, Microsoft turned the PS5 into another Xbox. Like, this console generation ain't nothing but a joke.
Bring back the PlayStation 2. Most reviews love the PlayStation 2.
Most of you people never even played the PS2. And on top of that, bro, how dare you think you have the audacity to compare the garbage of the PS5 to the glorious PS2? Like, you hear this, dude? Like, really? You're really comparing one of the worst console generations from Sony to one of Sony's best? Like, bro, do you understand how many games the PS2 had in regards to exclusives as well as third party, bro? The software was endless. I guarantee you can still find good quality games that you never heard of on the PlayStation 2. PS5, I can't do the same thing. Even with all these indies and double A's, I can't do the same thing because there's just not that many good quality games nowadays, and you people know this.
A time where it was mostly exclusives.
You know, a time where it was mostly exclusives. You hear this, dude? Mostly exclusives, you know? Bruh, that was over 20 years ago, man. Things change. Music change. You change. You get... Like, what is wrong with you people? Like, how do you don't understand? Like, you guys really expect things to be the same how it was in the early 2000s? Bro, you're not the target demographic anymore. I hate to break it to you people. Even for the ones playing on Nintendo, Xbox, as well as Sony. You're not the target demographic they want. They want that Fortnite, Apex, that Call of Duty player to finally expand their horizons. That's where they're making these subscription service for. They're not doing them for you because, like you guys say, y'all buy games, right? It's to appeal to the casual gaming demographic. And as much as you people want to sit there and deny and ignore, well, it was never like that. Yes, it was. It's been like this since the beginning of humanity. Things cater to the demographic of where you came from. That's why I like the 80s and the 90s games, because it caters to my style of video gaming. Same thing with music. Some people can say the same thing about music. Oh, this new music is trash. What do you think your grandparents were saying when you was listening to this hop, hip, hop, hop, the hip, baby, the hop, dub, do, do, the bang, bang? You think they want to hear that? No, they want to listen to their blues, you know, Luther Vandross type stuff. They don't want to listen to that garbage. But that's what you people listen to. That's what the young kids, and it's just over time it gets worse and worse and worse because now more people are listening to it. It is what it is, man. It's the mark of the beast. Things don't stay the same forever.
Third party. Because during those days,
but I thought it was exclusive, bro. In those days, bro, how does that even apply now, bro? You are comparing something from the early 2000s to something that's going on in 2024, bro. You are so out of the loop. You don't even know what you're talking about, bro. Like, for real, if this is what consoles meant to you back then, you're still a loser. But still, I understand to a certain degree because they did have certain games that were on other platforms. But you say that the PlayStation was all about exclusives. I would have to disagree. I would have to take away Square, take away all those third-party studios that made games for the PlayStation 1 and 2 at the time, and the PlayStation is garbage. It's absolute trash. The only reason as to why PlayStation 2 is good is because what? Ding, 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 ding. Third party. Kingdom Hearts, Dragon Ball Budokai, Budokai Tenkaichis. All these games was locked down to the PS2 when they shouldn't have. These games should have came out on the GameCube, and these games should have came out on the original Xbox. But ding, 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 ding. The third parties. Sony has always been built off third party. As much as I love the PS2 and those games used to be exclusive at the time due to kind of how things were shifting, if you really think about it, to me, a real Sony exclusive is an Ape Escape Extermination, a game that they worked on. But if you sit there and say, oh yeah, the PS2 had the best exclusives because we had Final Fantasy X, Kingdom Hearts, and if you notice something, a lot of these games are on other platforms now, so that's where the whole Sony touch is gone. So essentially, Sony pulled the Super Nintendo during that console, whatever you want to call it, console war. They took the page by saying, hey, Final Fantasy is exclusive to us, just like when Nintendo was doing the Sega back in the days, and it worked. And then they did it with the PS2. A lot of companies wanted to abandon the PS2, but the reason as to why they stayed with it is because of the console sales from the PlayStation 1. So Sony made the PS2 backwards compatible. It automatically won the generation because of that, because people that love the PS1 are automatically going to transition to the PS2. When you guys say that, oh, people buy games, if you make good games, people buy them, then why did nobody really care for the Dreamcast? The Dreamcast had better games than the PS2 at the time of its release. And nobody picked one up because of why, guys? Because it didn't have a DVD player. I know, right? The so-called game, I hate to say, gaming has always been niche, and the only time we're starting to see its popularity is now.
Consoles was battling over other consoles, and everybody kind of picked their lane, and they tried to...
I didn't pick no lane, man. I picked all three. GameCube, PS2, and original Xbox. They all offered things that I wanted. Now, that was a special time within the gaming industry that real gamers enjoyed. A lot of gamers did not enjoy those things because, one, people weren't going to buy all their kids all these platforms. You know what I mean? Even adults, man. I mean, it is what it is, bro. So people got locked into whatever platform they were gaming on. I personally gamed on everything. But hey, I was one of the lucky ones.
Make the best games so you can buy their game over that game. And that's what exclusive did. Exclusive created a competitive environment of whose games was better or whose...
Just because something's an exclusive doesn't necessarily mean that it's better either.
Product identity.
Because I guarantee you can't even name 20 real PlayStation 2 exclusives that Sony made themselves. I guarantee you can't even do that. It's like with the Super Nintendo. As much as I love the Super Nintendo, and I remember having a debate about this when people's like, what do you think was the better platform? Sega Genesis or the Super Nintendo? I said, I think the Sega Genesis, right? But if you really think about it, the Super Nintendo got away with the Sony trump card treatment. Locking down the Final Fantasies, locking down the Final... Because you got to remember, as much as y'all want to say that Super Nintendo... And y'all like, oh, you're a Sega fan. Okay, say what you want. But I'm speaking facts, though. Okay? Say whatever you want about Sega. But the Super Nintendo, in my opinion, is garbage compared to the Sega Genesis. Because the Sega Genesis, they relied on their own studios. Y'all like, huh? Explain so. Because I'm going to break stuff down. Explain so. Final Fantasy is not a Nintendo exclusive, but Phantasy Star is. Final Fight is not a Super Nintendo exclusive, but Streets of Rage is. So every time when Nintendo was doing third-party games with these companies, with Capcom and all that, Mega Man, we had Vector Man. You see, you starting to get what I'm saying? None of those games were real exclusives to the Super Nintendo. They were only exclusive at the time. That's why you see these games being ported to almost everything when the PS1 came out. None of these games was exclusives. All because of that illegal contract they had going on in the U.S. in regards to Sega getting games. At the end of the day, Sega made their own software. Even they were battling third-party and Nintendo themselves, man. You got to give respect to Sega for that during the Sega Genesis. Because there ain't no other company doing that.
It was better than the other. One of the most popular and well-known console wars competitive markets was Sega Genesis and Super NES.
That's so funny that it's so funny that every time I bring something up, then they bring up something similar. Ain't that some? I didn't even watch this video, guys. Like I just literally paused it, brought up that point, and now he bringing up a point about the Genesis. That is the irony.
To which some people say that was the golden era of gaming. because it was nothing but straight competition from everybody. Everybody was creating unique content across the board to beat the other person.
And that doesn't apply no more. So it is what it is. 20 years is change, bro. People not, and then the funny thing is, Game still won another W. Didn't I tell you guys that this dude's so caught up in this Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis console wars? And I remember telling him on a video that it's not like that anymore. Game still won another W. Please hand me my flowers, bro. Because you guys have to understand, y'all like GameStar, how do you predict these things? Because I can go based off on how he's presenting himself and the way he's talking. Like, you get what I'm saying? That's how I'm able to tell what's really going on here. And the fact that he even brought it up himself shows you that I have always been correct in this community in regards to a lot of these content creators that you guys enjoy watching.
It wasn't just Super Nintendo and Genesis. You had TurboGrafx 16. They're trying to pitch in Jaguar, 3DO, SNK, CDI, all these
SNK CDI. SNK CDI. Like, if you're going to bring SNK into this argument, maybe you should go out there and say Neo Geo. Okay? It's so funny. Like, aren't you older than I am? Like, you got about 20 years over me, I would assume. And you don't know it's called you call it SNK? You mean the Neo Geo?
So, all trying to create exclusives, all of them trying to say our games are better than others, all with unique identities across the board.
Well, that's just something that doesn't happen no more. And what are you going to do, cry about it?
People look back then as that was the golden era of gaming because everybody was getting unique, great games across the board. Don't you know?
And what did you do when that was happening? Only play your games on PlayStation? Because to be honest, I was eating good everywhere. I was playing Time Crisis on one system, Virtual Cop on the other, House of the Dead here, Crypt Killer on the other one. I didn't care. I was playing games everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But you was only probably playing your games on PlayStation. You are a part of the problem. Even though everybody was having their own unique software and stuff like that, you fanboys did not buy the competing platform. And then you get mad when Sony and Microsoft put their games on PC and other platforms because they want to expand their horizon, because you people are what they call comfortable gamers. You don't want to expand your horizon. I'm not at fault for that because I bought every single good platform. I bought all the games that these platforms had, and I still got them.
How when more things become multi-plat and everything's on everything, now everybody's complaining that, man, there's no unique, there's no identity.
The multi-platform is not the fact that the games are not unique. Cut it out, bro. Because the PS3 and 360 had a lot of multi-platform games and people enjoyed them. Multi-platform has nothing to do with why gaming is not as good as it used to be. It has more to do with the change and who they're trying to appeal to. It's the same thing with the movie industry. They appeal to certain people, bro. What's wrong with you people? How do y'all not notice? How did y'all not look at your grandparents and have your grandparents listen to Elvis Presley, and then you come with this, Houdini stuff? You know what I'm saying? Friends, how many of us have them? Friends, we do stuff with together. Friends. You know what I'm saying? No, that ain't no music. What's this? Ain't no music, friends. Like, I'm just saying, things change, and now nobody even know who Houdini is, even though he's probably one of the most influential people in hip hop. But nobody cares. Nobody cares. That's what I don't understand. What about this whole preservation? You guys are preserving nothing. You're preserving absolutely nothing because the youth don't care. I mean, these are the same people that say, I like 2 Chainz over Tupac because 2 Chainz is new. And Tupac is no longer here. This is the type of demographic of people that you guys are dealing with, man. Like, it is what it is, bro.
Everything seems the same.
And I don't like no little kid. I like me Ice Spice and the Cardi B. Even Cardi B's past her years. Now it's all about Ice Spice, baby.
Yeah, because there's no reason to compete. They just put games everywhere. They're not worried about saying my game is better than your game.
My game is better than your game. Sound like a child. My game is better than your game. Bro, you're a grown man, bro. Acting like this, bro. Like, for real. Y'all, like, why you keep... Because this dude is ridiculous, bro. Like, for real, man. This man's out here talking about how gaming is bad because of because of multi-platform. That has nothing to do with this, bro. The 360 and PS3 had a lot of multi-platform. I mean, PS4 and Xbox One even as well. And I did not hear these complaints like we see today. So to blame a game for being multi-platform, I mean, you guys should have already expected this, considering the budgets have become higher for games to make. So they have to cater, they have to tailor to more gamers.
Is very cautious of each other, and they try their best not to compete. When Grand Theft 6 Autos comes out, do you think anyone will have the nerve to even try to say, nah, we're going to go toe-to-toe with Grand Theft Auto 6, buy our game? Who's going to do that? No one.
And this is why gaming is in the position that it is. This is why it is. And this is why gaming is in a decline, because one, the gamers don't want to expand their horizon. Two, you got fanboys like PuertoRock that instead of him complaining, he would rather wait for these games to come to PlayStation than to play them on Xbox. You people are a part of the problem. I'm calling out everybody. Xbox dudes, even to everybody. Everybody can apply in what I'm talking about. You guys are the problem. Even PC gamers that are doing the same thing. To you console fanboys, you are a part of the problem. It is what it is, man. You want to play games where you're comfortable with, and that's why Grand Theft Auto 6. Grand Theft Auto 6 is an automatic success. Automatic success. Call of Duty, automatic success. Why you think SOCOM and MAG don't come up? Because they're going to get overshadowed by a game like this. Matter of fact, a lot of people thinking that the new X-Defiant game that Ubisoft had, which is similar to Call of Duty, right, in a lot of ways, is going to get overshadowed when Black Ops 6 comes out. And people are like, well, it's a good game, free to play. But watch. But luckily, one thing, it's free to play. So they did save themselves, right? So they can at least say that, oh, people don't have to buy our game, if that makes sense, right? But Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto 6 just has this power where it's just the gaming community just shifts towards it. It is what it is, man. These people are going to have to get tired of these games for gaming to go back to the way it is. And by that time, you people will be 60, 70, 80 years old. You probably wouldn't even be here. So why waste your time doing it?
The whole entire industry is going to be like, you know what? We're going to step back, and they're going to let Grand Theft Auto 6 just take the whole month to itself. You have no choices for you. Unless the game's already been released, you ain't getting anything else new. Grand Theft Auto 6 is the only option. There you go.
Yeah.
Because the industry is going to stay far away from that game as possible. Does that sound like a competitive market? Does that sound advantageous to you, to where if you want a new game...
Well, but that's the problem. Who's going to put $3 billion in a game and have the game fail? See, this is what you don't understand. Companies have done this, and every time a company has done it, they've been bankrupt. Look at Callisto's Protocol, for an example. They try to do their own take of Dead Space, and all you people rather go out there and buy the remake, and that game failed. Okay? That game was on PS4, Xbox One, Series, and PS5, and PS4, and it failed. Companies are not going to waste this type of money for something to fail. I really do think that we're in the small rudiments of a gaming crash. I really do see this coming. We might be going back to the Atari 2600 days, man. Because I see it coming. People are only going to play a handful of titles. This is what gaming has come down to. So instead of you guys appreciating what you guys already currently have, or going back and playing games that you actually enjoyed, my type of gamer, our era's over. PuertoRock, your age of whatever gaming demographic that you want to fit in between, right, is over. You're not thought about. You don't care. Sony don't care how much money you gave them during the PlayStation 1 all the way till now. Because if they did, they would actually listen to us. They're not listening to us. Say whatever you want about Concord. I personally would have wanted the new Killzone. They'd rather give you a Concord instead. Oh, why is Sony doing it? Why? Why are you doing it? Why are you trying to fit Overwatch? Why? Because that's where the money's at. They would rather take the gamble doing that than take the gamble with you console fanboys that don't give Sony no money. Square did the same thing by catering to you dummies, and you people didn't even buy the games.
Well, the only choice you really have is Grand Theft Auto 6. What if you don't like Grand Theft Auto 6?
Well, oh no, they gonna like Grand Theft Auto 6. You don't even need to speak on that. They gonna like it. Even if the game got bugs and issues, they will wait for that game to get fixed.
Guess what? You get nothing. Go buy a game that's already been out for 2, 3.
And at this point, man, I hate to say it, man, I don't care for Grand Theft Auto 6. But in certain situations, if you can't beat them, you gotta join them. I'm going to support Grand Theft Auto 6. I'm going to support it. I do like a little bit of GTA 5, but not like that much. But I cannot keep ruining I'm not saying myself, but ruining my life, waiting on things that I want to play, man. You know what I mean? And this is another thing too with gamers, man. Like y'all just waiting. Like you don't think I go to bed and say, "Oh, where's my Marvel vs. Capcom 2? Where's my Onimusha 2 and 3? Where?" You don't think I go to bed every night? Not like that, but thinking about these games and wanting to see these games make a comeback. Power Stone. When is Capcom gonna give Power Stone some love? Stop waiting. Go out there and buy these games now. Stop waiting, because I'm telling you right now, all you're doing is stalling the inevitable and you're wasting time for yourself. Man, time is a very precious thing. We don't live here forever. So why would I be wasting my time stressing out about some console wars when I can be enjoying my life? You get what I'm saying? That's what you people don't understand, man. Time is a very precious thing. I go as far to say time is more important than money. It is, because you can't get back your time, but you can get back your money.
Months. And
But you can't get back your time. All this time that you waste, you can't get that back. You can't get it.
Interested in that game?
You're just a hurt old man, and that's fine.
Bought it. You see how the market is? But this doesn't force, exclusively on the platform doesn't force that, especially with PlayStation. Because the thing is, PlayStation is just one publisher with multiple studios versus thousands of developers that are out there. You got thousands. It's impossible for PlayStation by themselves, Nintendo by themselves, or even Microsoft. With absorbing Activision and Bethesda, it's impossible for any of the three to have that impact at that any level. There's way too many multiplayer developers out there.
No, okay? Microsoft already has it, because they got the two biggest ones, which was Bethesda and Activision. And I'm hearing that they're not done doing this either. So Microsoft is definitely the king as of right now. You know, Blizzard king. Microsoft is the king of gaming publishers, and you can't even deny that, because what do you think PlayStation Pony is going to be playing during November? Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Y'all playing Grounded. Y'all playing Sea of Thieves. For all I know, y'all people probably playing Pentiment. The PlayStation 5 ain't nothing but a glorified Xbox, and Phil was right. Everything is going to be an Xbox, and I think I know exactly what he means. That there's going to be no such thing as an identity, and nobody's going to care about where they're playing it. And I mean, they kind of don't already. If you guys already noticed, that's why he's complaining. Well, people back then used to buy this game console for exclusive. People don't do that no more. Nobody cares. Somebody will buy a console just because their friends have one. Like, what do you not understand? The gaming industry has changed, bruh. It has changed. It's okay. Pat yourself in the New York Yankees hat. Okay, Sony with the 25-26 New York Yankee championship wins. But what has New York Yankees or Sony have done as of recently? Absolutely nothing.
You're talking about one brand, right? Now, that one brand, PlayStation, and technically you can say two, because Nintendo, they actually have successful product called their consoles and the Switch device.
You can't compare Sony to that, because what Nintendo's doing is top notch. Sony's not even in comparison to that
device. It's successful. So I don't know. Maybe, just maybe, they actually care about their device and want their device, their system, their method of business to be successful.
Yeah, but Sony's not doing the same thing as Nintendo, because Sony's not making the same amount of money. Sony is spending more money and making less money. I told people time and time again, Nintendo makes AA games with AAA profits. Sony's making AAA games and they're barely even making. They're making probably singular A profits. Like, it's abysmal.
If you feel cheated. See, the main problem here is PC gamers, right? Uh-oh. They want PlayStation, right, to do what Xbox did, which is give them carte blanche.
Well, it is happening.
Treatment, the red carpet treatment, right? Give them the same exact treatment on PC as they're giving the Xbox. But here's the thing you guys failed to realize. The reason why you got such great treatment from Xbox isn't because the PC is the master race, the PC is the best thing ever. No, it's because their console failed. So they didn't have...
No, because a lot of those games that are doing well on your platform, they did well on Xbox. I wouldn't go as far to say it failed. Because if it failed, that means these games wouldn't be around. You know what's a failure? Last of Us multiplayer being canceled. Spider-Man being canceled. Days Gone 2 not being in development because Sony don't see that. That, to me, is a failure. You want to talk about where's Extermination? Where's Sly Cooper? Where's Jack and Daxter? Where's these failures? Where's Folklore? Where's Heavenly Sword? Where's Lair? Where's Haze? Where's Ape Escape? Where are these games? Where's these games? You're trying to tell me this, really all this for a robot? I mean, you're not going to give Ape Escape another chance. Where are these games? I'm just saying. You want to sit there and talk about failure? SOCOM, MotorStorm, Mag, Pain, Dead Nation, Little Big Planet. Where are these failures? Because last time I checked, a lot of these failures don't exist. Now, when you talk about Xbox, Halo, Gears, Forza, Fable's coming back, Perfect Dark is coming back. Seems like a lot of their games are still here. But when you talk about PlayStation, I don't see the old PlayStation games that I remember. I see something else. That Ape Escape is like, man, I feel so bad, man, for these monkeys because they be like, where's my game? Donkey Kong, I'm the one that made Nintendo popular and they replaced me with this Italian man. I really do feel bad for the monkeys out there, man. I really do. Now Ape Escape, they replaced me with a robot. The monkeys don't get no respect in this community. They always replacing us with something, We was the one. Where's Parappa the Rapper? The list can go on, bro. Where's these games, man? Oh, I forgot. They're just cameos for Astrobot, right? That's all your stuff is, cameos. That's what a lot of these PlayStation Twisted Metal. Where are these PlayStation exclusives? War of the Monsters. Oh yeah, they're just cameos for your games now. Wow.
Good choice. And I think deep down you guys realize that PC is more of an opportunity rather than the main, you're the side chick, rather than the main chick. And I think you guys feel that way, with Xbox, because Xbox treated you like the main chick because their main chick actually failed, right? So what Microsoft...
What? Huh? Like, how is this man talking? What?
Technically did, they got a divorce.
I feel like that Russell Westbrook, like, man, what are you talking about, man?
And they went with you, and that made you feel special. But now you're looking at PlayStation, and you're like, why is PlayStation still treating me like the side chick? You guys thought you won the whole PSN login war with Helldivers, right? And you guys see, PC Master Race, we don't get fucked. No.
Uh-oh.
The only reason why you won that battle is because Sony fucked up.
Oh, yeah, it is all because they messed up. Oh, okay. See, so it also shows you that PlayStation gamers don't like you guys playing their games on other platforms.
Fucked up by selling games to countries they were not supposed to sell to. So they didn't have a choice but to remove the PSN login requirement because they screwed over too many people. You have people in 173 countries. Is that what the number is? You said
that's a lot of people.
Regions. So 173 regions bought a game that they lost access to. They literally paid for the game, and Sony says, "Oh, sorry, you can't play anymore." Well, that's not right.
And there's a reason for that because Sony's trying to convert these people into their subscription service, no different than how Microsoft has done through Game Pass.
So that's why they had to turn it back. That was their only solution. But every future game going forward, they're not screwing people over because they're not allowing people to buy it in the first place. Unless you try to pirate or market it, that's on you. Or you try to do some sneaky way of trying to get access to the game. That's
so Sony is really onto this login stuff. So now y'all probably think about, what do you think about that, Gamester? I think it's going to hurt Sony. And I think eventually they're going to cave into this. They're eventually going to cave into this because what essentially was going on, they're trying to compete with Microsoft because they need those PlayStation subscriptions. Because like I've told you guys before, gaming is going to be equivalent to an app. Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo are no longer, I'm telling you right now, this is probably years beyond where I'm telling y'all, it's going to be an app. When you go on PC or anything at the time, it's going to be as simple as clicking an app. You know how you want to watch your favorite movies on Netflix and Hulu or whatever the case is? You click an app and then you have access to your movies and thing catalogs. Same thing is going to happen in gaming. Sony's not going to sell you games anymore. They're going to push it through the subscription service. Matter of fact, I've been on PlayStation and Sony has delisted Uncharted. They have delisted a few PS4 games, and guess where you can play them through? The PlayStation subscription service. I was like, that's crazy. They delisted Uncharted 4. If you have it, you can still continue to play it. But you have to ask yourself, why would Sony delist games and then push them to the subscription service? Microsoft has done the same thing. Microsoft at one point gave me Gears 5 Gold through Gold membership. Now when I try to play it through Gold membership, the game don't work. Now I got to play it through Game Pass Ultimate. So you guys have all been lied to. Every single one of you. Matter of fact, I've been hearing that they're doing it for the Essentials too. It is what it is, man. That is the mark. That is the mark of the beast, and this is where gaming is shifting to. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, man. Like I said, take care.